Perfect. Good day to you all. Welcome back. This is the follow-up to the stream earlier. If you guys missed it, you know there's been a new flavor in the sauce. There's been a good energy floating around the city of Houston. So I want to say welcome all to the Sauce Sports. Maybe not the Sauce Sports you've always known. Maybe a little bit different. Maybe a little bit different vibe. We had a lot of Mark My Mother fluffing words earlier. Seems that some of those came through fruitions. So that's very good. And I'm being joined by the Tin Man. Some say Toxic City Tin Man. But I say Positive City Tin Man. You know, that's what I feel. So, I mean, let's just jump into it. I know we got a lot of folks in here. We're 1 and 4 deep. Hit that like button. I would love to shout out each and every one of you, but it seems like that would be a difficult task to do at this very moment. So let's just get into the conversation. Let's just talk about the Texans' decisive victory, 37 to, you can call it 21 if you guys are into those late game shenanigans and tomfoolery. We can call it 21, but I think we really know what it was. But we'll call it 37-21. That's how it would go down in the record books. I mean, some people, like the stat padding. I guess it's a cool thing. Over the Jaguars. Right now, Texans are leading the AFC South Division. It's a wonderful thing. It's a good thing. When you put out good energy, you receive good energy. So, salute to the Houston Texans. I mean, Tin Man. After watching this game, we were all in the Discord, enjoying the match, if you will. What are your thoughts on what took place today? How do you feel about this team that Nick Caserio, David Culley have put their two brilliant minds together and come up with for our entertainment?
I really feel like that we got to see the plan in action.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I talked about with Nick Caserio going out there and leading the way. Mm-hmm. He brought in veteran leadership that really set the tone for this team. A lot of these young guys, they were starting off shaky, and you saw it on the other side with the Jaguars. Mr. T-Law himself could not get it going.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get his team lined up. They were having penalties one after the other, first drive. Now, I know they had a pretty decent second drive, but we're talking about the Houston Texans right now. So let's talk about what the Texans did good. Mark Ingram set the tone with his run style. You had Phillip Lindsay mess up just a little bit at the beginning of the game, but he came back on strong to get him a touchdown. Veteran leadership won the day today. You look at Tyrod Taylor and what he was capable of doing, it was a culmination of talent that didn't rely on one player to carry the day. And that's what we've been doing. We've been leaning on our Deshaun Watsons. We've been leaning on our J.J. Watts. We've been leaning on our DeAndre Hopkins, Andre Johnson, so on and so forth.
Yes.
A collective effort is what we saw today. And the only guy that had that vision was Nick Caserio. Excited to see where this goes.
Okay, hold on. I think I'm getting a little... Make sure I ain't getting too much. Let me get this out of here. It might be that Discord still open. I'm also eager to see where this is going. Like I say, it was very pleasant. One, shout out to everybody in here. We're 130 deep, 55 likes. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys would hit that like button, or feel free to hit the dislike button just to show some form of engagement to let the platform know that you are here. Say it with me. Urban Meyer is a college coach. Willie Boy P. Appreciate the love, the super saucy super chat love. Hey, I'm going to be reasonable here. A lot of firsts took place today. You had Trevor Lawrence in his first starts. You had Urban Meyer in his first run as an NFL head coach. And it's not an easy task. We've seen many try and many fail. You've seen the stats. We mentioned the stat earlier. Since David Carr, there has not been a quarterback to come into the NFL and just win his first start like that. Carr was a prodigy. That was another epic moment in Houston Texans history we will get on at one point in time. But, the thing about it now is, I'm not sure. Okay. Already. It's just that, I feel like we are turning a corner out. Don't get me wrong. There are things that we're going to have to work on. There were some flaws. There were some issues. Mr. Collins defensively had a couple of issues we could discuss. I think some boneheaded plays that were just not adequate, not necessary. It's just not a part of the game. You know what I mean? That's just there was some roughhousing going on towards the end. But I give Mr. Britt his props for being a stand-up guy, not letting them just push our players around. We need to see more of that. We've talked about in times past, maybe the Texans lacking a level of toughness. You know what I mean? And it seems like these guys, like you said, it's a team effort. These guys are out there fighting hard for each other. They're defending one another. We would see times in years prior where guys would watch and see their teammates getting pushed around, getting shoved around, and just kind of sit there and say, hey, well, that's not nice. But you saw guys come in each other's defense. Saw Tyrod look pretty decent. We saw the revival of Danny Amendola. We saw a lot of things today. Danny came in and was a contributor, only being here about a week. So you definitely have to give him his props, even though he said a lot of the things are similar to, the things he saw in New England, which many of us may or may not find neat. But, hey, it helped. It came in and it won the day today. So, seeing what you saw today, do you think that this is something that can continue down the line, or do you feel like this was a one-off event for these Houston Texans?
No, man, this is the way of the new Houston Texans. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you're not looking to win every game this season. You're not looking to go to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You're looking to see what works. And right now, what they did today worked. What you're going to see next week is how do you fix the issues that arise next week? How do you go forward with those? And that's what this team is basically built for. You're gonna see some players go this year. You're gonna see some players come on strong and do what they needed to. My guy Farrell Brown didn't have the game I was hoping that he would have, but had a great game nonetheless. He was blocking, helping get the run down the field. He was catching. He made a nice catch and run. This team is really poised to do what Nick Caserio wants it to do, and that's to show him who's worth keeping and who's not worth keeping. We got plenty of players and plenty of talent that goes around from defense, special teams, onto the offense. And, what else can you say? What else can you really say? You can't sit here and try to predict the future and say that this team is just going to be crap for the next 4 years. No. This is a crap team this year, but, hey, let me tell you something, bud. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, AFC.
Yeah, and I like it. We're going to do it the right way. None of these shenanigans and tomfoolery that we're seeing for some of the other teams around this league. So you mentioned Phillip Brown. He had an excellent catch. Again, was putting the team in position to score. You saw some of the longer drive. You saw the defense. You made a mark my mother fluffing words earlier. And one of those predictions was that you would see 3 turnovers from the defense. You saw that in the first half, which I thought was remarkable. You know what I mean? So, and two from Mr. Vernon Hargrave. I know you guys are out there burning for Vernon. I told you, hey, that you just wait and see. And you saw what happened. He came out. He showed up today. Now there were moments and incidents where he looked a little off kilter, but he made plays when they counted. When they mattered. So salute to him for that. Saw Justin Reed get a little bit shaken up. Any concerns there on your behalf for Mr. Justin Reed?
Not so much. Justin Reed, he's one of those battle-hardened guys, You get roughed up here and there, but you come back later. So I trust him to always come back strong. This guy might be a little shaken up, but it's not going to last very long because he's ready and willing to come back and shake somebody up himself. Plus, he had an INT himself. Came right to him. It was like almost T-Law wanted him to have that ball. And, the Houston defense really got to Trevor Lawrence today. They really upset him and bothered his day. And something, it's just, I'm just in awe of this entire team's mentality to go out there and play despite, the constant distraction that we had to deal with, the constant questions, what's going on with number 4? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Hell, us as fans, we couldn't even watch the game without hearing about it, and
Correct.
that was the crazy part.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, and you go out there, you see these guys performing. You see the defense get 3 turn. Hey, it was 4 turnovers at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it was 4 total.
Yeah.
I believe so. I believe it was.
Yeah, it might be 4 total.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you look at it. I mean, you see some of the younger guys come in at the later half of the game, in the fourth quarter, third quarter, and they're making plays. They even got to the quarterback and made a sack. I mean, we're doing things that this last year's Texans team could never dream of doing.
I agree. I mean, you guys are telling me you guys aren't feeling the positive sauce vibe. Is that what you guys are saying in this chat? I mean, everybody's coming and saying, hey, we were so negative. Hey, man, you guys gotta pick a side. I mean, is either we're too positive or we're too negative. I mean, what's going on, man? What's going on? But there's a thing that we do around there. We used to do. We hadn't done it in a while because it's just back in the season. I like to call it the good, the bad, and the ugly. 3 things that you saw from today's game that that maybe fit those categories. We can start off with the good. What was the good that you would say you saw specifically from today's game?
I would say absolutely the best thing that I saw today, the qualify for good, is the ball was being spread around. You got it to Carol Brown, you got it to Philip Lindsay, you got it to Mark Ingram, you got it to Cobb, you got it to Conley, you got it to Nico Collins. You were moving the ball around. This offense did, man, it had a great showing today. Tyrod Taylor definitely went out there and, he was not afraid to give the ball or share the ball where he needed to help move this team into a scoring position. And that was absolute leadership right there.
Okay. And Mr. Winkman, I see. I have to catch you on the lines. If I add to the thing now that I've got started, it'll mess up all the screen. I'm using a different program, but I got you as soon as the Sauceline is open, sir. Okay, and so I would say my good. My good today was, I'm gonna go out and say it. A guy I hadn't been super high on, even though he's put up numbers. I would say Mr. Cooks. Mr. Cooks looked pretty good today. He had some nice catches, you know what I mean? And I guess the connection between him and Tyrod was just, it was a little bit better than I expected. You saw him make some dangerous catches. He had one, which was kind of a 50-50 catch, and he was able to snag it. So I guess in those situations, it goes to the offense. You know what I mean? And so, good on him for holding on to that. A lesser receiver might have let it go, or a lesser receiver might have allowed that to be a turnover. So, salute to him on that matter. Talking about the bad. What is the bad? What is the bad that you see that needs to be corrected and probably corrected immediately? What would you say that would be?
Let's see here. I would say probably penalties. Yeah, we got to play a cleaner game. Mm-hmm. As a team, we can't be focusing on these miscues, and that's what the Houston Texans had today. Mm-hmm. It wasn't coming in bunches; it just came at inopportune times. Yeah. I mean, Nico Collins could have totally had him a touchdown if he didn't push off. Yeah, you got to be aware of the game at all times. You got to keep those little details in the back of your mind. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? John Weeks, the Iron Man of the Texans, who's been around forever, outlasted everybody, and he got a false start today. Mm. He cannot be looking up and looking around. That's on you, John. You got to fix that.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. As a veteran leader on the team, you definitely can't allow that, Mr. John. I'm going to piggyback off of what you said there with some of the penalties. Let's talk about the one by Mr. Titus Howard himself. Hey man, got a lot of weight riding on your shoulders, first round guy. You can't make those kind of plays. I mean, as a guard, to have a false start of that nature, of that caliber, I don't think I've ever seen such a thing. You're pulling. Everybody else is sitting there. They're kind of looking at you like, what are you doing? You kind of giving way to the play at hand. So, again, you got to go back to the drawing board. I think it's one thing, when you kind of jump, you may still be able to use the play that you originally had in mind. But then, once you just kind of show your hand like that, I mean, you're halfway down the doggone field, before you realize the ball hasn't been snapped, sir. What's going on? I've never seen such a thing. So, there's that. And then not necessarily a penalty. And I think he made up for it later, Mr. Philip Lindsay. Started off a little rusty early. when he kind of almost fumbled, almost came off the ball. I guess I don't know if he's had enough time. You would think he's had enough snaps. With so many running backs, I mean, can anybody really get enough snaps? I mean, you got 5 guys there. It's a lot of stuff happening. And so, he kind of bobbled it a little bit. It almost could have became something, but I guess it was considered an incomplete pass as opposed to it being a fumble, necessarily being a handoff. So thank goodness for that we didn't, take some L's there. Because I think there were plenty of opportunities where had things gone just slightly differently, the Jags may or may not have been able to capitalize on that, take this in another direction. The ugly. I mean, what was the ugly? I mean, and when I say the ugly, I would say, I guess, the worst thing that you saw that you have a legitimate long-term concern for when it comes to this team?
The turn down of aggression. We got to keep that pressure on them. We cannot allow them to go down there and score that last touchdown. I mean, come on. We're going to play defense. Let's play defense. Let's put our hands in the dirt and, go full speed at that quarterback and make it very uneasy for him. We allowed for the secondary to ease off on him. We can't fall into those same Texan tropes. We got to keep the pressure on. We can't take a play off. We got to treat it like it is. This is a professional team. It's a professional league, and you got to operate professionally. I mean, don't play down to the opponent's talent. I mean, definitely play to where you can play. Always put on display your abilities over theirs, and you will never lose.
Okay. Let's see. My ugly. I don't know, man. Like I said, I was just so pleasantly surprised about some of the things that maybe I didn't focus on enough. Just ugly. I mean, I think that there still are some issues maybe in that secondary because we saw a guy like what do they call him out in Jacksonville, T-Law. that's funny. I don't think he's a guy that did he have over 300 total? You know what I mean? And I mean, and if he did, I don't think he should have really come close to that. It was just like I say, he's relatively raw, I would say. And then we know a lot of that is kind of Pat adding on that last drive or so. With that many turnovers, I mean, it just shows that he wasn't very accurate. There was a lack of communication. I mean, we saw several instances where it might have possibly could have been additional turnovers. But just overall, man, I mean, just I'm pleasantly surprised with what the Texans did. Actually, I do have an ugly. The ugly is the national media. That's my ugly, all right? You guys hit that like button, right? My ugly is the national media and their obsession with returning to the conversation about Deshaun. I mean, they looked for anything they could. They showed a guy on television with a sign that said, "Don't need Deshaun." What's the point of that? That's a low blow right there. Why national media? Why are you so upset? They also showed his criminal record, or not his criminal, I'm sorry, innocent until proven guilty, the criminal allegations, right? In the middle of a game that he's not even playing in. What's the point? Who benefits from that? Why show these things, right? We're trying to trade this guy. I mean, you're really ruining the trade value. We're trying to get him out of here. And you're showing the whole world that, hey, this guy's he's a naughty boy in the offseason. And then now we're having these issues. And now that might lower the value. You might not get the picks. But a thing came out. I forgot who said it. It's not here nor there because it was allegedly before the draft. Texans had an offer of 3 first-round picks. That's 4. 3 first-round picks and 3 third-round picks for Deshaun. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's high enough or enough value in a package for Deshaun, or do you think it should have been something more? So the Texans jumped on that. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Let me tell you like this: we got Nico Collins and Davis Mills in 3rd round, correct? Am I wrong? This last year's draft?
Yeah, I believe so.
You need to tell me that Nick Caserio couldn't do more with 3 more 3rd round picks? I mean, come on, think about it, man. We'd be sitting on high on the hog. I mean, I would have loved it, but we got to have faith in Nick Caserio. If he feels like he can get a little bit more out of it, we got to ride with him. This man he's driving the bus right now. And we can't keep questioning the leadership's decisions without them making the decisions themselves. These guys have to see it through. Now, we don't know what the Deshaun Watson trade will entail. We don't know the end of the story for all this. For all we know, Deshaun Watson might become baptized and reborn again. You know, he might find the faith. He could end up being the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans next year. We don't know where it ends or where this whole ride stops. But if it is in a trade, I trust Nick Caserio to get the right thing. Now, as great a trade as that might be, who knows? He might be getting us 6 first-rounders, 6 third-rounders. We don't know what it might look like. Hell, we might even get players. This guy is out here, and he's trying to do the best for this team. And as fans, it's our duty. When we buy this merchandise, we're buying in. You don't get to just buy out. When you buy it and you buy your hat, you buy your jersey, you're buying in. And we got to have faith.
Okay. And I want to say something. I want to say, I'm not sure if he's in here, but shout out to Mr. Riffic, who we called in 10-7. And I believe we had a caller last week who said Texans were going to drop 42. You know, and I just, you know, I asked how so, and it actually, and I'd have to say, hey man, you know, I was closer to being wrong than I was to being right. You know what I mean? This is shocking. It's appalling. I wasn't expecting to put the numbers up like this. So when they jumped out to such an early lead, were you expecting, you know, that old phrase of, hey, Texans gonna Texan, and that you know they may end up blowing this lead? Did you think it wasn't sustainable? I mean, what were your thoughts as the game progressed?
I felt like I was watching God's work being done. I feel like it was preordained. I feel like it was all to plan, and I didn't feel like the old Texans were in the building. I felt like the new Texans were in the building. I felt like we were really on the path to do something with this team. And I hope Chad agrees with me. I mean, it was a breath of fresh air. I mean, we weren't doing this before. And I feel like this is turning the page. This is what turning the page feels like. You get all of you get your Christmas wish list together. Everything's checked off. You get your new GM, you get your new coach, you get your new players. Yeah, I mean, you replace players, and you start heading in the right direction. And the Jags was definitely a good enough team to where they could have came in and took that win from us.
Yeah.
But you know what we did? We set the tone from the beginning, and we followed through. Laxed off a little bit in the fourth quarter, but I mean, I could forgive that. I mean, we got to 37 points, and that is no small feat.
Yeah. And I see some of the other folks in the chat, you know, speaking on, you know, some of the other things going around the division. The Tennessee Titans, well, they're all drug addicts and sinners, so we know what happens with those types. You know, they can go out and they can buy the big names, but you got to play in the big games, you know. And ultimately, with Julio, I don't know, you know, what happened to him. I heard Henry wasn't looking too hot. That's unfortunate. He needs to get more sleep. I know he promotes those beds or whatever. Apparently, he needs to get a little bit more rest. Wasn't looking too good today. So, you know, here's my thing, man. Hey, man. Jacksonville was once Saxonville. I mean, you got to take everything you can get, man, because, hey, what did the media say? The media told us we were going 0-17. Everybody said, hey, we weren't going to win a game. People were jockeying Mr. T-Law and said he was just going to come in here and light us up. You know, hadn't lost a regular season game, I believe, since high school or sometime. You know, one of those former number 4-esque type stats. You know, he's just such a winner. He just doesn't look. And he came in here and looked a little confused. I don't know if it was Urban. I don't know if it was T-Law. There was a lot of early timeout usage that I think, you know, showed that there were lots of signs of confusion. There's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. But again, you know, it is what it is. Hey man, that's I'm just saying, that's Deshaun's choice. Deshaun made the decisions that he made, you know what I mean? And he has to come through these obstacles, you know, to come out a better man on the other side. So whether it be through the court of law, whether it be through the court of the NFL, you know, it's very unfortunate. Again, these guys all get paid to play. They all get nice game checks, right? So that's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of mark my mother fluffing words, like I said. Lots of people are pretty close. I'm not going to harp on all of those. I mean, just overall, how much credit do you give to, and I see people mention this a lot, how much credit do you give to Lovey and how he had the Texans defense ready to play today? Do you think that that's something that's going to translate well moving forward?
He is a master poker player. I'll tell you what, man. He has not shown his hand. I mean, there was a lot of plays that he held in his pocket, and he kept it simple. He took away what they wanted to do with Trevor Lawrence. He took away what they wanted to do with their run game, and he kept it simple. He didn't get outside of the box. He didn't try to change up what was working. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Correct.
And that's exactly what Lovie Smith was doing, and he was a great contributor to the win today. He kept these guys in line. Even some of these big pass plays that would break loose here and there, everybody stayed centered. They didn't lose their place. And that comes from leadership, and that comes from the kind of leadership that Lovie Smith brings. This guy used to be a head coach, don't forget. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. He goes off to Illinois, and unfortunately he gets fired last year. But, I mean, that's a blessing for us, is it not? He gets fired, and now he's available to be DC. I mean, how else do you see these things working out? I mean, like I said, it was almost preordained. It's written in stone somewhere that this was all meant to happen. And this guy came down here to Houston today, and he still hasn't shown you his full bag of tricks. And like I said, he's a hell of a poker player. I mean, I would have figured he would have stumbled over his own feet trying to do something special, trying to go out of his way to make this game something that it didn't need to be. And they stayed on top of him. I mean, what is it? They only scored one touchdown in the first half. Took them forever to get to 21. I mean, if you want a dominant defensive showing, there's not a better way to show it.
All right. Appreciate the super sauce, super chat love. Ninja Kid said, feel good with this Texans team. It's early in the season, but this did feel like a fresh team. Definitely feels more complete, balanced than before. I would agree. It does. Just, top to bottom, it was either, we rely so heavily on the offense or we rely so heavily on the defense. And I know even in the preseason we said, the offense got a ways to go. But today they looked good, right? They look solid. I mean, a lot of people saying, it's the Jags. Hey, man. Hey, Jack. People had us in all the power rankings. I told y'all the power rankings were wrong. Did a video on that. And all the power rankings saying that we were going to be dead last, that it's going to be an embarrassment, we weren't going to win a game, we weren't going to do all this, right? But again, Texas came out and proved it wrong. A lot of people said 0-17. So everybody who labeled that 0-17 is now incorrect. Now their opinions are invalid on any and everything for the rest of the season because they want to spit that kerfluffle. They want to spit that ridiculous, those hot takes. The Texans were going to be that bad, right? Now, I don't think this is a Super Bowl winning team, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. But I do believe that this team has a foundation. There's going to be things that are going to happen in the future. All the pieces may not return in upcoming seasons. But I do believe, it feels like this team has a mentality. I won't say an identity yet. I know it's only one game. We got to see how it goes against more competition. But, hey, it's one game at a time. That's all we can do. And if you enter this, with reserved expectations, right? You're not going to be one of those silly woohoo fans that are just going to come in here and scream Super Bowl. Sensible fans like us here in the sauce, positive fans like us here in the sauce. We say one game at a time. Because that's all that matters. That's all you can control. You can't plan for all 17 games in 1 week, You got to take it one game at a time. Some players are going to be there, some players might not be there. So you got to really just take it week by week. And again, running game, I'm not going to lie. I kind of, for the most part, like the running back by committee. I would have liked to see Ingram maybe get a few more touches because he seemed like he was doing fairly well. David Johnson looked like a serviceable running back today. I mean, a guy when you don't have to fully rely on him, I guess when you're not putting all your hopes and dreams on that one guy and just play him in spurts, he looked like he did a couple of good things. So like I say, this Texans team, man, they may surprise some people. Hopefully not too much because I still want the free ribs from Broderick. But I got one other question about a veteran player. And I know you guys are chomping at the bit to want to get on the line and call and do all those things. So you give me just a moment. I got one other question about a veteran player, though. And that is Whitney Merciless. Whitney was a little absent. I almost thought Whitney wasn't active because I didn't see much of him early on until, really the end of the game, late in the fourth almost. What are your thoughts? Is Whitney getting a little long in the tooth? Do you think he just got to get warmed up and kind of got to get his motor going? What do you think is going on with Whitney this season?
That's what happens when you buy into the team mentality. It doesn't happen just through you. Whitney Merciless blended in with everybody because that's his job, to blend in with everybody. You don't notice he's missing part of his index finger till you really look at the details on the sheet of paper. When you look at the glove and it's missing the little tip there at the end. But you know what? When you start looking at what he does and what he contributes to the team, he's there. It's almost like the fingers all the way. I mean, this guy, he does his job. He goes in there. You don't notice him. He's not doing anything special. But what's he doing? He's leading.
Yes.
He's making the plays that he needs to make when he needs to. And he's staying out of the way when he doesn't have to. So, you know, he's a Texan. I mean, how many Texans did we know out there today? I mean, come on. We had to look at our little paper with all the names on there and all the numbers.
That's true.
There's so many new names on this team, but you know what? What was happening was they were playing ball.
Yeah.
They were doing what they were supposed to, and it's a collective effort. Whitney Merciless may be long in the tooth, but he's long in the tooth in a good way. This guy's sitting there playing the game. He's not being flashy. He's not dancing. No more guitar strumming. We don't need rock stars out there. We need NFL players.
Correct.
And it's about time that we start getting NFL players. Everybody wants to be the next J.J. Watt. You can't be the next J.J. Watt without a crew cut. Okay?
That makes sense. I mean, that was actually the key to J.J. Watt's success. Many people don't know this. You know, it was all in the haircut. Once the hair started getting a little bit longer than usual, you saw the statistics go down. You saw the injuries start piling up. So you guys, you really want to know Watt's secrets. Not all the excessive trainings, not the over-athlete training syndrome or any of those things. It's the hair. It's kind of like Samson, you know. If you want to reach your superpower level as a man, you got to find your right haircut. You know, it's not going to be the same haircut for everybody. Some people it's going to be the dread. Some people it's going to be the crew cut. Some people may rock, you know, a number 2, maybe a little taper fade, something.
You need to do a comb over.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to cover up them bald spots.
Yeah, you got to figure out your cut, and when you find your cut, you stick with it, and you will grow as a man. You'll increase in power as a man. If you're a woman, well, I don't know what to tell you. This is just not a formula that's going to work for you as well. So, a couple of questions. What I see you guys got there. We'll throw a couple of questions out. If you got some questions you want to, you know, shoot at the 10 man, and then in a little bit here we'll open up the line. So I know some of you guys want to call in and share your thoughts and all that good stuff, if you want to call it good stuff. Is Tyrod faster than DW4? I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. But he made an amazing play where it was like a double crossover almost. You know what I'm saying? All right, Black 8th Element, glad you could join us. It was, he went one way, but he fell, he crossed him back up, made a nice throw to, I think that's when he made that throw to Cooks. So, again, and Cooks had a nice catch. I mean, it was, you know, I would say it was WD-40-esque, but, you know, maybe, I mean, Tyrod's been in the league longer. Maybe WD-40 stole that out of his playbook, you know? I mean, if you really think about it. I mean, if you really got to think about it, I mean, who knows, right? So, I mean, it's just something you want to consider. We said we got a guitar solo and we'll see Sam when he's not fully buying in. If he did get his guitar solo, I hope that Mr. Culley has a talking to him after the game and just say, hey man, that's not what we need. That was the prior regime. That's what they were about, right? This is a new brand. This is a new Texans. You see that mechanical bull out there? That mechanical bull means something. You know what I mean? See those new cheerleaders we got? Yeah, that means something.
Hey, those are some pretty gals right there. Okay.
Hey, those are good old Christian women. You know, so you know, I would never say anything foul about them. That new locker room comes with a new regime and a new mentality. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. You guys gotta understand. And along with the new Texans, the new locker room, the new mechanical bull, the new in-stadium entertainment, the legendary Cecil shorts, you get new sauce. You get new positive sauce. I know all you guys are saying you guys just come here and all you do is poo and poo on the Texans. You know? Well, now we're so positive that we can't contain ourselves. Okay? So, one, y'all hit that like button or I'll steal your pistachios. Yes, that was unfortunate for Mr. Nico. It just kind of is what it is, man. That's just that, and we can't really do anything too much to take that back from Mr. Nico. Nico will have his success in the league, and it's give him some time. It's week one, man. It's week one. Actually, my bad. Let me click on the wrong thing here. And so real quick, I want to we're gonna do a quick poll. I forgot you got the little poll things in here. And so I want to know your guys' thoughts. I'm gonna make sure you hit the quick poll right. We'll make it quick, right? Here we go. I want to know, how do you guys like your sauce, right? How do you like your sauce? Okay, you like it this brand new and improved flavor? Or you like that old stale, mean, grumpy, complaining sauce? Make sure you vote or die. I think P. Diddy said that one time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, jumped out to an early start. Started the game with good momentum. When's the last time you saw the Texans doing that? Right? We used to complain about the Texans hoping to get something going on an open drive, much less the first quarter. Texans used to get, compared to their opponents, was getting smoked in the first quarter. These guys jumped out and did some. Street runners appreciate the love. And I think, hold on, let me see. I meant to get that one. I'm sorry about that. You also said, can we address the elephant in the room? I want to know your thoughts on this one, Mr. Tin Man. Can we address the elephant in the room in the COVID-19 and the ability of the players who are or not vaccinated will play a role in the upcoming season? Do you think that the Texans will see any advantages or disadvantages from the 19 and how the NFL is handling the rules? We just saw Mr. Heck out of the game, and I do believe he's a vaccinated player. And I think he had to have 2 positive tests for him to be available, so obviously that hadn't taken place, or maybe the Texans were taking extra precautions. And he wasn't available today. Do you think that factor will play out in the future to benefit or maybe be a negative for the Texans?
Yeah, I think you could go for him and against him. COVID-19 is not nothing to play with. I've had it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, sticky lung, exhaustion, it's all real.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a beast to play with. And, definitely it's precaution over everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep these players safe. You got to keep other players safe.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it spreading out or we're not going to have any football at all. So I can definitely see it affecting teams that will play this year. We may get a nice little slide here and there, maybe not have to face a star when he's hot. And unfortunately, we may end up losing some of our hot stars before we go into a game. Think about missing out on Brandon Cooks today, the contribution that he gave us today.
Yeah.
What if Tyrod went out there? We would have had Davis Mills out there having to learn under fire real quick because the Jags weren't holding off on defense. So it's definitely going to be something scary that you're going to have to keep an eye on. You don't want to get into too crazy. God forbid somebody die from it, but you got to keep everybody safe. It's nothing to play with. And even if you are vaccinated, it just makes it easier for you to fight. That's all that really is. So, you can get it still. Don't play those games. Then the next thing you know, you give it to somebody who can't handle it. You don't want to lose your nana. You don't want them to lose their nana. So let's play it safe. It's going to be one of those things where, unfortunately, we're going to miss players here and there.
Okay. And I'm seeing some mixed views on how people prefer their sauce. Okay, interesting. All right, we got 54 votes. Let's get a couple more votes on that. And I agree. It's something you definitely got to be careful because what if one guy gets it? You're out there doing drills. You're out there in practice. You get to bumping. You get to rubbing shoulders. You get to spreading it around. And, next thing you know, your whole line's wiped out. Then what do you do? You got no protection. Like you said, hey, Tyrod gets to coughing a little bit. Next thing you know, it's General Mills time. I got a question, though. From what you've seen so far, and we haven't seen Mills in an actual NFL game, but we've seen Mills in the NFL. If Mills was out there going rookie versus old Lawrence, who do you think would have been the better rookie today?
Tough to say, but I would put my money on Mills.
Mills.
You can't ignore a guy from Stanford. Look what Andrew Luck did. And look what some of the other guys throughout the league and throughout at least the last 10 years of Stanford guys that come into here and start playing. This guy, he's going to be something special. He was projected to be a first-round pick next year if he had stayed in college. Come on, that talent just doesn't go away. You don't just put that in your back pocket and forget about it. And these are truthful things.
Yes.
And I hate how people just ignore it. The national media said this. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I'm not making up these stats. I'm not making up these headlines. This man was going to be a first-round pick if he stayed in college. I mean, think about it. We got a first-round pick in the third round. I mean, that's winning all day, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Casario way. I don't know if people see it, but that's the Casario way. Shout out to Jagging Off. It's all good, man. You guys will bounce back. Again, we thought we were going Tank Commando, but we got us our first one. We might collect us a couple of more as it goes along. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, and I know we said we were going to avoid this conversation, right? But I'm going to throw it out there for the people, and then I'll get ready to open up the line here. How do you think number 4 is feeling, or how do you think number 4 felt? Do you think he watched this game at all, or do you think he tuned it out and he's just like, you know what, screw this team, I don't even care what they're doing? He maybe watched some other games in the league. Do you think he's observing any football? You think he might have watched the game until they showed his off-season stats and then maybe cut it off? What do you think? How do you think 4 handled this game today?
This man is going through his trials and tribulations in life.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's answering for sins or he's facing false allegations. We don't know yet. We don't know the truth behind it all. So if I had to be a bad man, I would say that he was not paying attention at all.
Mm.
You can't just drown yourself in misery in a situation like this. And paying attention to the team and watching the team, especially when you're not going to be playing for them, you're just drowning yourself in misery. And that's a bad mentality to have. If I were him, I'd probably just be kicked back, relaxing, probably catching up on a few seasons on Hulu or Netflix of my favorite show, rewatching something, really, really just enjoying my time away from work. I mean, he's still getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad deal. I mean, this guy's got over $100 million contract. I mean, if you're paying me to sit at home and watch Netflix, I will do that all day. In case y'all are looking for anybody, I will do that for you. Deshaun Watson's living the life right now.
Yeah.
And, as long as he can stay away from all this and keep it off his mind, he should be living great. I mean, he's got a beautiful girlfriend at home. From what I hear, she's an Instagram model. Not too bad. I mean, he could be hanging out with her.
Okay. All right. Well, you have any other thoughts or things on your mind there, Mr. Tin Man, before switch it up here and then end up opening up the sauce line, get some calls in? I know some people, want to share their thoughts. We here at the Sauce, we pride ourselves on being the first platform in the city to let the fans, speak their mind, get on the line and speak their mind. And we take great pride in that. But if there's any other thoughts you'd like to share with us, I'd definitely like to hear them. Any other messages you got for the fans in H-Town, anything you want to say?
Remember that we here at the Sauce are a collective of different thoughts, ideas, and minds. We all don't have to say the same things. We all don't have to speak the same words. I want y'all to call in and speak your piece and speak your mind. I have spoken with my brothers on the Roundtable, and they all feel differently than I do. We may not be approaching this season the same way, but you know what? We don't stop speaking, and that's the most important part. Because when you speak, you're going to be heard. I'm going to hear you. You heard me now. You've taken the time to listen to me, and you may not like this idea of what I'm doing right now. But you know what? It's best for who I am. And it's going to be best for who y'all are, too. Maybe I'm going to open your eyes to a new way of being a fan. I mean, because like I said, man, these colors don't run. Houston Texans, we are Texans. It's not I am a Texan. It's not I a Texan. It's not Cal McNair's Texans. It's we are Texans. Together we make the whole. Together we are the herd. Okay? We're going to tackle this whole season together.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we need. We need each other. I mean, hey, through the tough times, you got to have somebody to have your back, man. And if you ain't got that, then, it can be much more difficult to traverse that road alone. So, hey, that's what we're here for. And I say shout out to Brother Tenny for providing a new perspective and just, helping me see the light. Helping me see that, hey, maybe everything ain't all so bad. Hey, maybe the sun does shine on the dog's ass. every now and then. And it makes it a little bit warmer. But hey, let that sun shine. Don't block your sunshine. Don't always be in the shade. You know what I mean? So, Brother Cheney, I'd like to say I appreciate you, sir. And like I said, I'm going to switch it over here. Mm-hmm. And man, it's like I said, good to have you back. Good to have you bringing the positive vibe, positive energy. I know the people in the chat love it. Like I said, I'm looking at the poll. Let's check the poll real quick before I close it out. 86 votes and 77% say they like the positive sauce. All right. Oh, 78%. It just switched that right as soon as I said that. 89 votes and 78% saying they like the positive sauce. Well, how do you know about that? Well, let's go ahead and end that poll there. And like I said, shout out to Mr. Tin Man. It's good to have you. We're going to give us just a second here. We're going to switch over for those of you in the chat. Give me about 15 seconds. Don't go anywhere after this commercial break. And we'll have the sauce line up and cracking. I see some folks trying to call in already. So give me just a moment while I switch this.
Perfect.
All right, let's not waste any time, y'all. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the sauce line this afternoon?
Oh, yeah, this here Cully High.
Hey. Coach Cully, how you doing? Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, how you doing, man? I mean, you just had a great performance. Let me talk to me. What's going on?
Honcho, I've been watching you, and you talking about my coaching style, baby. I told you, my bad. Well, I'm Coley High. Listen, Honcho, I already done told you. Listen here, young blood. I already told you. I told you. Y'all was up there getting all upset and all crazy. What he gonna do? Listen, I'm Coley High. I am Coley High, baby. And that's what we did. Today we took care of business. Took care of business, Honcho.
Hey, I can't deny it, man. Y'all guys out there looking good, man.
Well, right now we got rum and coke up in here, up in this locker room right now. We ain't popping no champagne. We got bud. We got all the malt liquor up in here, and we popping our rum and coke, baby. That's how we do. This is how it is. This Coley High time, baby. We getting Coley High time. That's how we do, Honcho.
So, man,
if I see some of y'all doubters in the streets out here in Houston, I might let y'all slap me some skin.
Hey, man,
you know what I'm saying?
If you keep performing the way you did today, you keep having the Texans out there the way you did today, man, I think you're going to have some hot hands, man, because everybody will be more than excited to give you your credit.
I told y'all, hey, let's give credit where it's due, baby. Let's give credit where it's due. The players did their job, right? The players did their job. We got over here. We got Lovey Santa Claus Smith up here running the defense, baby, and we got goddamn Tim Kelly. I don't know, motherfucker. I had to hire his ass if I wanted the job, but hey, he did an alright job too. But we all know it was Pep Johnson that took over on that shit. Anyhow, I'm just letting y'all know from now on, people, we ain't here to do the same bullshit. This is not how we run things. I'm Coley High, baby. It's a whole different type of mentality up in here. It's about the principalities of my mentalities of what I put on the football field. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
I dig it. I dig it.
You dig it? Come on, baby. Hey, you know what? Right now, slap me some skin right now. Right now. There we go. Come on, baby.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's how we do it. Hey, listen, we partying up in here. I ain't got a whole lot of time. I got some bitches to be hollering at right now because I'm Coley High. And I'm gonna pass you on over to my homeboy Nick, and then we're gonna be all right. I'll catch up with you later on this week. Is that cool?
All right, that's cool, Cully, baby. It's all cool with me, baby. Just holler at me.
You know how it is. I saw gravy, baby. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, yo, Honcho.
Nicky Scissors, what's the fucking deal, Nicky Scissors? How you been, sir?
Nicky fucking Scissors. Listen. I'm over here. I got a leather jacket on. Everybody fucking talking shit because I got a black leather fucking jacket on. But let me tell you why. Because I don't sweat the sun. The sun sweats me. You know what the fuck I'm saying, Honcho?
Yeah.
Listen. All right. So here's this. Everybody wanted to know, why the fuck does he have 5 fucking running backs on the fucking roster? Because 3 of the motherfuckers are gonna fucking score touchdowns, right? Is that what we're talking about? You know what I'm saying, Honcho?
Hey, obviously. I think that was a very pleasant surprise.
It was a very pleasant surprise, and you know what? Guess what? Everybody fucking laughed at me for signing Danny Amendola. Let's not call him Amendola. Let's call him Amen.
That's what I said. We were in the Discord talking about it. I seen him make a play. I said, "Hey, man, that's not Danny Amendola. That's Danny. Amen. He's the prayer. The prayer was answered."
Because you know what amen means. It means truly, baby, and it's the truth. And when you're the truth, you're gonna fucking score a touchdown. And guess what? He fucking scores a touchdown, right?
Yeah,
that's right. And hats off to my boy. Hats off to my boy Coley High over here, because we all know that back in the day, just a few short months ago, had we had that fucking lead at halftime, we would have fucking kneeled the fucking ball?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? We would have fucking kneeled the ball, but you know what we didn't fucking do? We didn't fucking kneel the ball. Instead, we go over there, we score 7 points.
That's what I'm talking
so
about.
Even when they come back and they score 7 points in the second half, they were allotted those points because of what we went to go fucking do. And that from now on, that's how we're going to do everything.
Okay,
we're going to put the fucking pressure on everybody. That's how we do it. That's how I do it in my negotiations. That's how it's going to look on the fucking field. Do you understand?
I understand, Mr. Nicky. Speaking of negotiations, Mr. Nicky says something came out during the game saying that there was an offer around draft time. 3 first-rounders, 3 third-rounders. And you gave it to Kibosh. Well, what was up with that?
Well, because we were still hoping that Deshaun would maybe have a little change of heart after he saw what was going on. Maybe he would see what the hell was going on the field. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you've ever seen your quarterback look very comfortable like that in the fucking pocket ever before.
No, I wouldn't say
so we
that.
were holding out. We were hoping that we would still be able to maintain the talent of number 4. We're not going to call him by his name no more.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll call him WD-40.
Yeah.
But we were hoping to maintain that, maybe he comes back. Hey, you come back, bygones be bygones, bada bing, bada boom. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But,
anyhow, man, this is Ricky D. What's up, man?
Man, Ricky D, how you feeling about the win today, Mr. Ricky D?
Bro, I am getting faded at this time. I'm sorry. I know all business aside. I am getting faded at this time.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Bro, let me tell you. Hats off to Coley, man, because, of course, nobody gave him man, I was watching some shit before the game, and they were trying to say we were going to lose this game 25-23. And of course, man, you hear all the stuff, and everybody starts putting all the numbers, and you start thinking to yourself, okay, I'm just going to brace myself for what might happen here. But once again, just like in the preseason, we saw a coach that had his team prepared and ready to play.
No.
Right?
Yes,
and right before the half, when we got the ball before the half, I told my son, I said, son, I'm going to give him major props, even if he just goes for trying to score. Just trying to score. But no, they did it, man. They didn't just kneel the ball. When they didn't kneel the ball, and we come out with 7 points as a result of it, that's when I was like, okay, the mentality is different around here.
Yeah.
It really is. And if you go back and you just look at the sidelines, doesn't it look like there's a coaching staff involved on the sidelines when you look at the game? I know Lovey sits over there kind of by himself looking at everybody like, well, eventually I'm going to be the head coach of the team, so I'll just let him, Lovey just says over there, but hey, do your thing, Lovey. And do your thing, David Culley. Again, I'm going to say this. I think maybe Culley got the job because there's not this offensive or defensive arrogance mastermind thing about him. There's we're going to do this as a team type of thing, and that was a team win, bro. That really was a team
absolutely.
win. I even in the Deshaun, here's the other thing. Number 4 has never scored. We scored points in the first quarter, Honcho.
Yeah.
Last year and the year before, we barely ever scored any points in the first quarter. We scored on the first. We only punted. How many times did we punt? 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, there was a couple. And hold on real quick, and I meant to bring this up, and I meant to bring it up with my good friend Positive City Tenny. But your thoughts, man, on the kicker, Sly. How do you feel about that guy?
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. When I'm not feeling like, holy shit, that was so close. Kaimi Cocoa Butter Fairbairn, that dude, we all know that after that first touchdown, he would have looked to the sidelines like, I'm sorry, guys, I just have to. I need to miss this extra point. I haven't had my massage yet.
Yeah, well,
And I have to miss this extra point. I just have to. I have to kill the momentum. This dude was driving the ball straight down the middle.
Yeah.
And not only that, the kickoffs, they weren't returning kickoffs on us because it was going into the back of the end zone. And Kaimi better be on notice.
Yeah. I agree.
He really, this may be a blessing in disguise for us. And we all know with Nicky Scissors, you're not doing the job, you're going to fucking get clipped.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, hey, whatever is best for the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's all. That's really what I got to say. But I'm a little concerned about the yardage that we were giving up. I hate that we didn't. That Sunshine went and got another touchdown at the end of the game. Not because I'm being greedy, but just simply because they're going to make it look like he killed us for 3 touchdowns and so many yards. They're not even going to pay attention to the 3
interceptions.
The 3 interceptions. It could have been a lot worse had we not messed up right there at the goal line when we got one of those interceptions. I think we kind of, we were thinking too hard on that versus just, playing football. But also, man, shout out to the offensive play calling. The offensive play calling, we have never seen some of the formations and some of the misdirections that we were seeing before. We really haven't. And also, shout out to my boy Pharaoh Brown, touchdown Pharaoh Brown.
It's Pharaoh Brown's time.
Did I not say that? That's who I wanted to see go off the other day. I said I want to see Pharaoh Brown, what he can do. And look, we found out that this is why this dude is a starting tight end. I mean, I'm taking it. I'm taking it week by week, man. This was a great way to start the season. We don't know if next week. We don't know if next week. We'll have the same results. We can't sit there and say entirely that we're 100%, secure and thinking, oh, we got this next week.
Yeah.
But I will say this. We won today, and guess what? Not until the reporters started saying shit.
No, man.
I didn't even think about WD-40, bro.
Exactly, and they just really had to. They had to mention it, and especially at the end. Well, they thought that they were going to come. Like, what's the point of bringing that shit up? What was the point of even mentioning the dude? Like, he ain't there, he ain't playing. Who gives a shit? But my bad, Mr. Ricky. I realized we went past the 10-minute rule. I'm trying to make sure we get some calls and stuff in, but. I need you to shout out at Nicky Scissors for me. I need you to shout out at Cooley High, and tell them they did an excellent job today. So I have no beef, I have no hate, and I have nothing but positivity for him.
He said he might roll up in his Cadillac.
Okay.
Or his Delta 88, if I come out in the Delta 88, he's got a slab. He said,
Okay.
he's gonna roll around, try to see if he can get some Trues and Vogues on it.
Oh,
and,
shit.
But anyhow, man. No, but hey, one quick thing before I leave.
No, chill.
I just a little something to talk about. Does Deshaun Watson like the way he's being talked about now in the media? I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, Honcho.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your stream. It's always great. And, man, shout out. Love it. I'm going to just cherish this W, man. Holla at you.
I really appreciate the call, Ricky D.
You got it.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Ricky D. Man, yeah. Because the thing about it now, it's crazy, right? Because it's just a negative. It went from being that guy, you went from being the quarterback that everybody's talking about, the potential and what could be, what could happen, and now it's like, who is that guy? And again, I'm not expecting the Texans to win it all. I'm not expecting the Texans just to have a 10-win season, anything like that. But the thing I do expect is that maybe they might be a little bit more competitive than we thought they would be, right? Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we didn't see the vision, like I said. And so, excuse me. Ultimately, it is what it is. 346-36-SAUCE if you want to call in. 346-367-2823. If you want to call in the sauce, spill your sauce. You know what I mean? If you got some thoughts, some things that you would like to put on the line.
Hold time, 5 minutes, 45 seconds.
What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
Peekaboo, you. Fuck you.
Wink, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What are you thinking about the Texans today and the win that they were able to pull off against the Jags?
You want to know what I'm thinking? Nigga,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking.
All right.
I think we just got the Jags number. That's first and foremost. 20 years in the game, nigga. Bro, they've only beat us 2 times in the last 4 years. That's saying something. They go long spurts before they beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like every 16 years or something, nigga carried it 3. You know what I'm saying? Minus plus times 19. And, nigga, they may sprinkle in a win here and there. But what I'm really thinking is how poised Tyrod was in that pocket. Tyrod has always been a great deep ball thrower. He's always had great poise in the pocket. He's always had good accuracy. He takes care of the ball, and he has phenomenal ball placement, as we saw on that Cooks 52-yard catch before the half was over. That was only in the place where he could have caught it, and he was a man on that catch because he could have easily laid off and got a pass that let the DB get a pass deflection or some shit like that. But he came in, he caught it. He made a lot of shit happen. It's really the perspective that the defense gets for me because it's such a younger, more vibrant attitude that really fits what the defense has been needing to do for so long. Being a 4-3, you see how fast the linebackers was playing? Like, they were playing fast. This nigga Zach Cunningham was all over the field. He's going to get, like, the 163 tackles, if he stay on the field, he going to shatter that. He going to shatter that because there's going to be some teams where they're going to be running the ball next week, and he going to have to make a whole bunch of tackles versus Nick Chubb because this nigga is putting in work against the Kansas City Chiefs right now. But I digress. This team, we should have had like 8 picks.
Yeah, it was possible.
We should have set a record for picks in a game. Like 6, dude, this nigga Trevor Lawrence, bro, this nigga is dookie stains. Like, bro, like, nigga, like, you know when you wipe a baby's ass, you gotta wipe the diaper down, nigga. Like you gotta fold it back up under him, nigga, just to make sure you got all the chips and shit up out of that. And then you pull out the Johnson and Johnson wipes, nigga. And you make sure that you clean them. This nigga still got stains on his butt. Like this nigga sucks, bro. Like he's gonna get better, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna get better at some point in time. Will he get better the way that Josh Allen did? Is he going to be like how Justin Herbert was last year? I don't know. It's not as if he doesn't have talent on his football team.
Mm-hmm.
He got DJ Chark. He's good. He's got a running game. That's what it is. The line kept him pretty, kept him upright all the game outside of that Whitney Merciless sack. Did he get some pressure in his face? Yes. But he didn't have so much pressure in his face to make these dumbass reads that he was making across the field. That's what I was keying in on. When you were throwing the ball and Vernon Hargrave is coming back off of a cover 3 when he's supposed to be going downfield, he peels off to make an interception.
Mm-hmm.
That let me know everything I needed to know about him. Justin Reed himself should have had like 4 picks today. He should have set the record or tied the record for picks in a season by Houston Texans DB. Like, that's what should have happened for Justin Reed this game.
Damn.
Malik Collins, he's the bad today. And he's the bad for only 2 reasons. Both of those dumbass roughing the penalty calls that he got, that ultimately we gave up 14 punts because of Malik Collins. You don't give up when Malik Collins doesn't do that. This game is easily a 37-0 game. Or at least 37-7 game. I don't see any reason why it's better than that. But I did like what the defense did in the run game. Trevor Lawrence made some good plays, and he found some holes deep in the seams where he was able to capitalize. So Justin Reed gave up 2 touchdowns. The last one that he had, and I know he was playing in cover 2. He didn't have a corner to help him on that, and he was trying to make a decision. So I'm not really gonna fault him for that, because he was covering way too much ground. Because if he makes the wrong decision, which he ultimately made, if he goes too much on the outside, he gets beat on the inside, and he was covering the inside and he got beat on the outside. It is what it is on that play. I'll let that one go. But for future reference, they can't be in that type of situation again. I think if you had with better quarterback play, those type of coverages are going to get eaten alive.
I got a question for you, though. I got a question for you. Though. Do you think that this defense is moving differently, more so because of your defensive coordinator, the scheme, or maybe the lack of egos that have to be catered to?
All 3. Everything you just mentioned is something I was going to get to, and I'm glad you mentioned that question. One, Lovey had, not that Rack doesn't have prior success, but the recent success stories that this man has made, and the guys that he has coached throughout his tenure, he has always had defenses that are fast, that can move. Like, the way the confusion that he was causing, the way that these dudes were able to get back into their drops, but we have to see it more. If he does this against the Browns, and if they can hold Nick Chubb to under, if they can hold Nick Chubb to like 89 yards with no touchdowns next week, that'll be a success. That'll be a nice bridge to really see what we have in this football team as far as the run game is concerned. It's going to be a matter of time before the secondary gets exposed for what they are, because letting go of Bradley Roby while you were able to get a 3rd-round pick, nobody got to hear that was good compensation, on short notice.
Mm-hmm.
I think the compensation that we got for Bradley Roby, and I really don't think he would have made that much of a difference in this football game. Maybe in the slot, but all the role players and all the guys we even got recently stepped up. Amendola, bro, on that shallow crowd, bro, he did shit like that with New England and all these other teams all the time. We're going to need that, and Kiki will not be missed. He won't be missed at all. Like, he made some plays, but not really. I mean, if it wasn't against the Colts, and he started to show up a little bit last season, because we had no other options and we had to lean on him. But honestly, moving on for him was really the right thing to do. I'm more surprised at the way we were kicking the football today. The way we were punting the ball, we had great field position all game. We weren't really pinned deep really at all. Third down was phenomenal for the Houston Texans. Like, I want to say we only missed maybe 3 or 4 attempts on third down throughout the entire game, maybe 5. Converting like 11 times on third down, that's extremely good. Red zone production, bro, we were like 100% scoring in the red zone?
Something like that.
Yeah, like that's number. Hey, that's saying a lot. Mark Ingram, he did his thing on the ground. I can't fault him. He ran some hard. He got some hard yardage.
Yes.
But it was what we needed. We needed the grind. He was able to plant his foot. Phillip Lindsay, I think his role is going to develop more once they figure out exactly where they can mix him in at. And having David Johnson, you're going to always be able to have you another option at receiver with him or Lindsay, whoever you want to interchange. So that's going to be dangerous. The biggest thing right now is the health of Tyrod Taylor, because if he goes out, this season is easily what everybody thought this season would be if Davis Mills, the trash can, inserts the lineup. If this man we're destined for an overall number 1 pick, which I'm not going to be sad about, but the compensation for Deshaun Watson drastically goes up, especially if he's cleared of all this these allegations. But I like what I saw. What I love even more is the fact that the trash-ass Titans and Colts lost. So they did us a favor by doing that, and now, the Houston Texans are number 1 in the division, which I will take for this week and this week only. I'm not going to get super crunk and just be like, oh, we're going to do this, but I do like what I see, and they just got to clean up, the plays, and getting to the quarterback. Stop touching the quarterback when he's released the ball. I think if you do that, that was our biggest problem today. You do that, and you stop giving all of these extra chances for decent quarterbacks with arms who have some accuracy, to shine on you. You take that away from them, you can win more games than anyone could have bargained for. I don't know what we're going to do about the receiver spot, at the number 2, because Nico, he looks like he still got some work to do. I like the way he caught that ball on that fade route, but he got to use his hands a whole lot better. So I think that's one thing he's going to struggle with throughout the season this year. But when he gets it right, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Farrell Brown.
Yeah, I'm just about to ask
Tight
about
ends?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. That catch that Farrell Brown had on that 29-yarder, kudos to that nigga. I like that.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
You got 2 statements in here, 2 messages that I have been told to relay to you. When you were speaking, yes, one is Professor Trill. When you were speaking on Zach Cunningham, he says, "You crazy if you think you winning that bet, wink." And the 10 man.
Like I said, the only way I lose the bet is if the nigga get hurt, and you already know we already got that in order. But go on, sir.
And the 10 man says to tell Wink Derrick Henry ain't leading the league in rushing yards.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's gonna be in there. If he's not in there, Nick Chubb's gonna be in there. The way he's looking right now against the Chiefs, he's my only other option to say he's gonna be the. But I think we agreed on that. McCaffrey looked good today, in the Panthers game, but he went against the Jets, so that's kind of like that was supposed to happen. But okay, I get it. The season ain't over. It's 16 more games this season, which is crazy to say. It's 16 more games. when we, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of turnaround for, the guy to get going. But shout out to regular ass Titans fans and Jaguars fans, and Colts fans alike. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough week for all 3 of y'all. And how is the trashiest team in the division, nigga, putting up numbers like this? It's no reason we should be scoring 37 points in the first week. Not after what we've seen the last 4 or 5 years. There's no reason we should be doing it. So I feel good about it.
Okay, I got one more question for you, though. And like I said, we've been avoiding the questions around number 4, but I just want to know what you think with the Texans being able to do what they did today. Do you think number 4 paid any attention to this game, and if so, what do you think he thought?
Why would he have to when he's still getting paid millions? I mean, he's getting paid millions like 2-3 times over. Like, what? He probably made like $3 million today just to sit home. I'm not worried about a motherfucking thing except my freedom. That's far more what he has to worry about than a football game. He got mouths to feed.
Do you think it was necessary that they brought up the off-season allegations during the game today?
What's the point of talking about that when they won so convincingly? It's no point in bringing up Deshaun Watson when you already know what that situation is, and nobody can give you any answers on that except for the justice system. So what's the point of talking about Deshaun Watson when he's clearly not going to play? He's going to be inactive every single game unless Davis Mims, whatever I want to call that nigga, and Tyrod get hurt. That's the only way he plays.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to go out and go get Cam Newton, which I think they should still do, and push David Mills back to the 3rd spot at QB. Because if Tyrod goes down, it's not going to look good. I think if you get Cam Newton in there, you can do similar things to what you're doing now. I know some Texas fans going to be like, hell no. What other option are you going to have? You believe in David Mims?
Do you think it creates a similar situation? Because, Cam said, the reason why he was put out of New England was because he would cause a distraction. Do you think if Cam is backing up Tyrod Taylor that people are going to be calling for Cam as soon as Tyrod has maybe a bad game, or you think it'll be an issue?
No, but that's a good situation to have to know him because it's a matter of time before Tyrod gets nicked up. Say what you will about Tyrod, he gets nicked up. He can miss. He could not to say like he gonna miss a whole season or some shit like that, but expect it to happen. It's going to happen. When is it going to happen? Hopefully, no time soon, and hopefully he can keep protecting the ball. And one thing that I love about another thing I love about Tyrod, he don't throw picks like that. And you can go look at his whole overall history of every team that he's ever played for. He don't throw picks like that. He throws touchdowns, and he don't take sacks like that. That's one thing that we can kind of say is an upgrade over Deshaun, is he's not going to risk it. That's one thing where I can say he's clearly better than Deshaun Watson.
Do you think that's a reason to being a smart football player, or maybe knowing his limitations in certain areas?
No, I think that's just who he's been groomed to be over the years. I think he knows the risk of when to take it, but Deshaun, when he takes the risk, it's lights out. More if he's not taking the sack, I mean, it's not like he's taking a plethora of sacks throughout the game as long as the O-line is doing with not that he can't put himself in that situation, but it's no comparison of who's lights out when they're in the game. I like what Tyrod Taylor did today, but anybody who's out there saying Deshaun who, bro, you're fooling yourselves. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. don't be that guy. That's not that. We all know if Deshaun Watson could play right now with the way that this defense plays, the numbers are far more better than what Tyrod Taylor could do, even in his magnificent performance with the Houston Texans. Looks like a trend to me. The black quarterback shine for the Houston Texans. I just want to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we just need black faces throwing the quarterback. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, real quick, Street Runner Society, appreciate your super sauce, super chat love. Say Danny may be number 2 because he works so well. And like I say, Danny said, the playbook's familiar with the Patriots playbook, so I think he was kind of a plug and play guy.
Right.
So, that was actually a smarter move by them, knowing that he would be able to just kind of execute. And Jabraylin says, I'll go after a QB from the XFL or CFL before I put in Mills. So you can pick which QB the Texans go after from either one of those. I'll find a quarterback from the what's the female football league? It ain't the LFL unless what is it, Legends or something. I'll go get one of them chicks. I've seen some of them chicks look a little bit more accurate.
Bro, I put Tyler the quarterback before I would put this nigga David Mims the quarterback. Like I would throw in Ronda Rousey before I would throw this nigga. And I hate that. Like bro, like give her an Arby's sandwich, nigga. She good to go, nigga. She'll bowl some niggas over. You know what I'm saying?
The arm bar.
Fuck out of here. Like, bro, that guy sucks. He'll be out of the league in 2 years. That's my bad now. He'll be out of the league in 2 more years. He won't even make anybody else's roster. He won't have the luxury of being able to sit on rosters for 17 years like a lot of these other backups. He'll be a forgotten memory, just like Tom Savage. He's been quicker than Tom Savage. Because at least Tom Savage was accurate and can throw the ball. Yeah. Say what you will about Tom Savage. He could launch that bitch when he needed to.
Yeah. He wasn't the most mobile of guys, but yeah, he could put it out.
He could launch that. Exactly. But I ain't gonna take up too much more of your time. I wanted everybody to hear my voice, man, get my thoughts. You know, hopefully I can hop on Sauce or something with you. I must have got to the Discord too late, and I couldn't be in the voice chat because on this damn wise notice, because I tried to fucking talk to this nigga on the Discord on my damn that Mac laptop, and that shit would not let me come through on the voice. So I just watched the entire game. I was in my hotel room crunk, and I was just like, fuck it. Nigga, I will get at these niggas as soon as the game is over, and they will get to hear my thoughts. But y'all go ahead. Trill gonna have to end the show. Is that still a thing? Is he still ending shows?
I don't know what Trill does anymore. I don't know if he a Texans fan. I don't know where Trill be at half the time. You know, so ain't nobody telling him that thing.
Maybe the nigga just need a box of nigga super honey graham crackers, nigga, the golden graham, nigga, the cheers day up, nigga. He can get up off them funky ass, nigga, whatever that other piece of dookie he likes to munch on.
Dirty cereal eating ass nigga. I ain't never heard of such a thing.
The nigga just looking for polyps. Nigga just want polyps to develop.
Terrible. Terrible
situation. Golden grams again, you or anybody else.
Yeah. DeMarcus, you barely got a wrench. You better be careful. DeMarcus.
Yeah.
That's a bit, man. Mr. Wingman, like I said, it's always good to hear from you. Yeah, just holler at me. Like I say, shit, we running every day, Monday through Friday. You know, we rock on Sunday, but 7 p.m. every day. So just let me know. We make it shake.
Yeah. That nigga Wise got to call in and give us that nigga Trevor Lawrence garbage.
I had.
That's a request.
Yeah, I got to drop the sound bite. I ain't even dropped the sound bite, man. God damn.
That nigga garbage.
Oh, shit.
Man, let me get off this motherfucking phone, man. Y'all stay here.
Nah, ready. That's
all
right.
Right.
Yeah, let's drop one of them for Trevor Lawrence real quick, man. Hold on, let me see if I got the sound bite up. Hold on, let me see. Did I move it? There we go.
That nigga garbage.
Oh man. So I see some people saying they don't think the Texans going to have the number 1 pick. For those who need the number, 346-36-sauce, 346. I don't know the rest of the numbers. It's scrolling across the bottom of your screen. So all y'all got to do is just wait like 15, 20 seconds. There you go. 346-367-2823. You want to call into the sauce. You want to that is probably how he has to alleviate his pain. And they're going to accuse me of getting too many massages. Well, I'll get a massage while I'm getting paid to not play in this game. That's how I'm going to go. So, it is what it is. My deal is this, right? We've already spoken our thoughts a significant amount of times on how number 4 is handling this whole trade situation. And I know people go, the city didn't turn him. The city didn't turn on him. He turned his back on the city. You know what I'm saying? Once you say you don't want to be here no more, or you in bed, whatever it is. And there's nothing that's happened in the city of Houston, nothing that has taken place in the city of Houston that he did not bring upon himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Yeah, look. I don't know if we got any channel members in here. If we got any channel members, then we need some of them pipe drops, man. We got to today is a hit the pipe day. Y'all high on the pipe. Matter of fact, let me see what we got. You know what I'm saying? Let me hand y'all that pipe right there. You know what I'm saying? For those who need to hit the pipe, hit that Texans pipe today. Hold on, let me mix it all up for y'all. There we go. But like I say, man, quality win. Happy for the Texans because ultimately, you come into this season and it's like a bit of a conundrum, right? Because I root for the Houston Texans. I want to see the Houston Texans win games. Period. Point blank. I want to see the Texans win. But you look at the roster, you look at things, and you're like, the long-term sustainability of success with this roster is no long-term, is how you feel. So you're like, we need to be looking for a quarterback. We got some older guys on here. We don't believe in David Mims, whatever his name is. Doesn't really matter. We don't believe in that guy. Quarterback talent generally goes earlier in the draft. We need one of those top picks, right? And then you say, hey, well, it's the Jags. They got who they believe is their quarterback of the future. So maybe it is okay if they have a pick before we do, right? If they pick before we do, maybe it's not so big of a deal. But it is what it is. We're going to see what's shaking. So here's the deal, because it is looking slow, but I just want to get ready to wind it down because, I do got to end up in the den tonight and set it off. But I do want to say shout out to everybody who showed some super saucy, super chat love. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Heidi started off in the sauce, then somehow made her way into the Kush Den, when then what is now the den, right? Yeah, we definitely gonna slide in the Discord. If you are a channel member, if you are a Patreon supporter, we're gonna slide in. We'll catch something for one of the games, and then we will get in there and keep chopping it up, just the same way we do with the Texans game. I'm telling y'all, y'all are missing out. Y'all look, $5 a month. It is worth it. If you would pay $5 to go fucking watch one of these crappy ass Hollywood movies they still make, y'all go spend $5 on a fucking McMeal. I don't know if y'all eating McDonald's or Jack in the Box. A fucking fast food burger. Just the burger itself, because now the burgers be more than the meals used to be. The burger itself will cost you more than it costs to become a member of the Discord. $5. Even if you only do it during the season, I promise you, mark my motherfucking words, it's the best decision you're going to make. Because not all these games are going to be great. Not all these games are going to be highfalutin, high-scoring, tooting games. Sometimes it's going to be tough, and you're going to need a good conversation to make it through. So I implore you, and we have a limit. There is a limit, because it just has to be. Too much conversation can ruin a thing. But I implore you, patreon.com/saucesports, or you can become a Sauce Sports channel member at the saucy tier or higher. The links you need are in the description below. Again, support the sauce, share the video, share it on social media. Like, what y'all got to understand is this versus everything else. The sauce is a community. It's a mentality. The sauce is not for everybody, right? And the goal is not to fucking get everybody in the sauce. The sauce is for like-minded individuals. Like, we can agree and disagree on shit, but ultimately, it's about having a place where you get to speak freely. Who else is gonna let y'all call in and talk this crazy, say the things that are being said, speak on the team as honestly as we speak here? I know some of y'all like, what's going on with the positive sauce? Hey, sometimes you got to inject a little positive. Hey, look, when you have a sports, what's that shit? Not a stereotype. I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word right now. Superstition. When you have a sports superstition, you got to keep it. We might have to have positive sauce in the pregame next week, right? maybe keep the wins rolling. Or do we want to lose? I don't know. But what I do know is y'all are the best, right? And I don't call y'all. I don't know. People be saying fans and shit is weird. Subscribers is weird to me too. But whatever. Y'all the best. Every one of y'all that come in here rocking the sauce, I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. All y'all that's in the Discord, all y'all that are supporting the channel in various ways. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. But with that being said, I'm chugging to produce. If y'all want to be a part of the Den at 9 tonight, 9 p.m. Central, DenShowLive.com. Very interesting topic. Something I find very entertaining. And we will be breaking down some crazy videos and things like that. So make sure you sub to the Den also. With that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy. And I got some merch. It's mail-in merch Monday tomorrow. So some of you who ordered some merch, we'll be sending that out tomorrow. I guess pending on this alleged storm that's supposed to come through or whatever. So I'll be sending out the tracking numbers and stuff for that. So if you want some merch, saucesports@gmail.com, and let me know what it is you're rocking with, your size, address, all that good stuff. But with that being said, I'm out. Gone. Adios. Take care of yourself. Monday, tomorrow.